Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, continuing our complete beginner's guide here at the end of 2022, version 0.29, with a Deep Elf Conjurer. We finished Dungeon 2, and we have a lot to talk about with the Spellcaster because it's just fundamentally different in some of the ways that it plays and how you use its abilities. We'll just blast that guy with a magic dart. And no, let's see. I was just checking to see if that was a special sword that guy had. It looked okay, actually. Nah, just regular. Any kind of brands, I always look out for them. And you can see right now, this is the power and the efficiency of Magic Dart. You're going to use this spell a ton in the beginning of the game. It has great range, it hits every time, and it's very efficient. But it tapers off dramatically as you're not going to be using it to do much of anything but pull things, potentially, because it just stops doing damage to enemies with big armor class and lots of hit points. It just doesn't do enough to even justify the 1 point. So you're going to be switching off. But for now, it's beautiful. Ooh, Trident of Venom. We're going to pick that up. We're going to wield a Trident of Venom right away, because Venom is just such a fantastic brand to have on the weapon. What it allows us to do is poison something and kite it if we have to. Oh gosh, okay. So here's a Orc Priest. I'm going to try to step away from this. Let's see. We have Searing Ray, but we're too far away. Oh, what a shame. I'm going to try to just blast this guy with Magic Dart, but it's not ideal. He can smite us and rip us apart, but if we can kill him before he gets off a few smites, then we're in an okay space. Okay, we got him. Luckily, he didn't smite, so that was a blessing, but that could have been a tough battle for us. Orcish Priests are just generally an enemy that can kill you very early, because smite, like, I could read a scroll of butterflies to try to block line of sight, but it doesn't matter. It's smite. It can hit you. So that's not a concern, really. Line of fire. And the only option I really had there was I could have gone Brilliance to, but I was maybe going to use Heal Wounds if I had to. I could teleport, but all in all, it's just bad. Now I'm going to pull these dudes back here, though. And I'm just going to wait one turn. Yeah, we'll just kind of push S to wait. And then I'm going to push Z and 2. I don't need to push Z to do it. I just push Z, B. And I'm going to cast my Searing Ray on this bat guy. And I'm going to push Enter. And we just killed them both. So I'm going to stop the ray. And I can just blast this guy with Magic Dart. And it should kill him, and it did. And we'll just rest up. Here's a wizard. A wizard is actually hard. He's going to have Magic Dart just like me. And I have 8 magic points left, so I'm going to Searing Ray. I push 2 to do that. I'm going to push period just to continue the ray, and bam, we're level 5. So those were hard enemies, but luckily we got the whole pack kind of in a dribble instead of in some kind of consistent group that would have presented a difficulty for us. That did not. And there's a flail of protection. Protection is a brand that we don't care about as a caster. It used to be cool as a caster because it just gave you passive armor class, but I think they determined that that was too powerful. So you have to actually swing it to get the armor class bonus of protection, and we're not going to be swinging a weapon very often with this character. Now, Worm is a good example of an enemy that just doesn't care about Magic Dart too much. You see how many it took to kill it? And they can regenerate pretty quickly, so if you roll low, Magic Dart might not be enough, and you might have to switch to Searing Ray on a worm, but that time we had enough. So let's push Shift M and see where we're at. We now have 12 spells, okay? So we could memorize quite a bit here, but you can see that the failure rate is diabolically bad for this stuff, and I'm just training spellcasting and conjurations, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm not in a hurry to learn any new spells. It would be great, but Magic Dart and Searing Ray are enough for what we want to do right now. I'm not going to use Immolation. I'm not huge on that, especially for new players. Now, these guys are all sleeping. And that gives us the benefit of the doubt, because what we can do is try and just find one. Yeah, okay, they're throwing stuff at us. And thin this herd a little bit. So they're coming, and you can see how many are coming. And this is where we can let Searing Ray do its work. So I'm going to walk down this way, and now there is a little bit of a chance that something could come from behind us because it's unexplored, but this is still pretty good. And I'm going to... I'll blast this guy. And I'm going to evoke my trident, and we hit him and we killed him, mercifully. And I'm going to actually wait one turn, and then now I'm going to Searing Ray as far back as I can in this group. So we're going to target the guy in the very back of the row and push enter. And we killed almost all of them. And we can maintain the ray, and we killed them both. So maintaining the ray fired it all the way down that hallway. It did not stop at a target. It fired it back to the, I believe, the original square that I had targeted. But you can always restart it if it doesn't go where you want it to go. It has some kind of intelligent AI that moves it around, but sometimes it doesn't do exactly what you want. We'll just blast this guy with Magic Dart. And we got a scroll. And I'm just going to keep exploring. I mean, a better robe would be fantastic, but I don't expect it. You know what I mean? That's dungeon crawl, baby. I'm like, I don't expect it. Here's an artifact robe. Is it good? Kind of. No. At the end of the day, no. I'm going to pick it up because it does let you see invisible, which might be helpful, but it's +0, which is a disaster. Rampage is a skill that lets you step into combat, which we're never going to use. Resist negative energy and see invisible are both good, but Dex -2 just straight up hurts our evasion. So for most cases, this will just lower our defensive abilities and give us an edge on resist negative energy, which is not that common early in the game, and see invisible we won't need for some time, so this is a whiff. It was cool to see it, but I'm not going to use it. Gloves, though, I'll use all day long. So we're going to walk right down here and just glory in the fact that we found some gloves. I'm going to Shift W, put these babies on. 4 armor class, that's right. And we're done exploring. So let's read, and we have 2 identify scrolls. So I'm going to identify this potion first, cancellation, and then I'm going to identify this other scroll, and it's vulnerability. So if I get some hexes, maybe I want vulnerability, but I don't really care about that right now. So we have 1 teleport and butterflies. We have some bad stuff scroll-wise. I need some better scrolls, but at least we have 1 teleport. All right. Now, again, you'll want to push Shift M a lot just to check your memorization screen and see if any spells are getting within the realm of possibility. If I wanted to really, really cast Fulminant Prism, Hailstorm, something like that, I would need to start learning hexes or ice magic. I haven't personally made a decision yet on what I really, really want to learn, but fire looks good to me, but fireball is too far away. Translocation is always helpful. So let's look at this again. All right, I'm going to go for IMB right now, just because I might want to be working toward a more powerful spell. Searing Ray will still be fine right now, but I'm going to go ahead and go to push M. And if you notice, if I push M for my skills, I can't train translocations right now because it's only showing me options that are available. If you want, you can push Shift 8 for asterisks and then turn on everything and just start training translocations, okay? But another thing you can do is just Shift M and memorize Mystic Blast. It says it's extremely dangerous to cast. We're not going to be casting it, but we're just going to memorize it. So you say yes, and then if I push M for skills, you'll see that translocations has turned on because one of my abilities now uses it. So I'm going to start training translocations. I don't need very much for it to be useful. There's the sound of rushing water, which means that there is a sewer on this level, and we're going to try to find it. But translocations is great because we could get something like Blink or some other kind of maneuverability spell. Here's a spell book, actually. Let's just blast that cockroach. And we're going to pick up this. And, oh, we got Shock, Swiftness, and Airstrike. Okay, so I was going to go Fire, but now maybe we go into Electricity instead, and Air Magic. I'm going to pick up this potion, and we're just looking around for... I'm not auto-exploring. I'm actually trying to find where the sewer might be. Potion of Magic is huge for us. I'm going to skip picking stuff up so I can try to make a good effort to find the sewer, if at all possible. Alright. I'm not doing a great job. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, you know? And then sometimes you find Eustachio. So, Eustachio is a nightmare because he's going to summon a bunch of stuff. But what we can do is step back out of his field of vision because he's asleep. And I can, check this out, I'm going to push I, and I'm going to show you my potion here. Brilliance. And so this will increase the power of our spells and half our magic cost, all right? So what that means is we'll get way more power and magic. So I'm going to actually quaff a potion of brilliance and then step down, and then I'm going to cast Searing Ray on Eustachio. And he blinked away, which is annoying. And then we're going to just ZB. The endoplasm is in here, but we're just going to cast through it. Okay, and we're just going to maintain the ray, maintain the ray, maintain the ray, and we finished channeling our Searing Ray, so we're just going to cast it again. I'm just going to push 2 on him, and boom, we got him. So you see how Brilliance just gave us more damage and way more mana for that. It's a good potion to save for exactly that, because look what just happened. Our spellcasting skill went up to 6, our translocation went up to 1, and we just reached level 6. So that was a very, very easy guy for us because he didn't... It's one of the reasons why I wear light armor as a caster, even though it's more flimsy, is because if I push Shift 5, I'll show you, I have 2 pips of stealth. That allows me to sometimes sneak up on enemies like that and then prepare for the fight. Like, we just had an ideal situation. Whenever you move within the line of sight of a sleeping enemy like that, you have a chance to wake them up, and it kind of rolls against your stealth roll. But if they're off the screen, you're not waking them up unless you make a really loud noise. So drinking a potion is not making noise. Nothing that I did made noise. So I just stepped back so he couldn't see me, drank the potion, and then got in, and then immediately started with my spell. Got the drop on him. Eustachio is the worst when he sees you and starts summoning stuff, and it just like snowballs because he has a bunch of summoned garbage around him. But because we got the drop on him, he did blink away, which was problematic. We had to start our ray again, but with Brilliance giving us extra mana, we didn't have to worry about running out of MP, and we also had the backup of 2 potions of magic and a heal wounds. So anyway, he didn't have any magical gear, which is a bummer, but we leveled up, which is phenomenal, and now you can see we have 32 hit points, 17 magic points, and if I push Z and question mark, you could see that, look at this, IMB, which was 22% failure, is now down to 13, because we have 1.8 level in translocation. Skills in magic level up really, really fast early on, just like anything, because the cost of this is only 1.7. It takes almost nothing for us to raise this up. We have a +1 aptitude because we're a deep elf. And this allows us to just really, really make it easier to cast certain low-level spells, especially if they're also governed by Conjuration, because we're awesome at Conjuration. I don't care about a scroll of vulnerability. I'm looking for the drain. It's going to be right down here. I'm going to come back for the spell book, but oh no, that's Gozag. I thought the water was indicating the drain. All right, let's get the spell book then. Oh, we got it. That's what we're going, and that's why I wait. There's a shop down here, which is phenomenal, but I'm trying to figure out... This is deep water. I'm just going to auto-explore a little bit and try to find the sewer if I can. It's very distant. It's rusting. We're not that close to it, unfortunately. It's nearby. Okay, so it's close to us. So we're getting closer. There it is. Okay, so you see these enemies that are around it. So what we want to do is just try and get in, but there's going to be a lot of fighting. There's too many enemies that are guarding this, unfortunately. We might not be able to get in just because there's so many things that we're going to have to fight through. We'll see. These river rats, by the way, are very... Look at this thing. It's just ripping me apart. All right, I'm going to cast ZB on this guy. All right. And I have to move away. And we're probably going to lose the drain because those river rats are hard, but I'm going to try... But the priority is just don't get killed. You know what I mean? All right. And it's still glowing. So I'm just going to go through. I'm not even going to fight that guy because I don't want it to time out. All right. So we made it inside. So now we're inside the sewer and we're ready to kind of try to see if it's possible for us to get some potions. Usually what you find in the sewer are potions. I'm actually going to just go back here and rest to get my magic points back. Once you're inside, you don't have to worry about it timing out. And there's an exit right there. If it gets too hard, we just run away. So I'm going to very slowly walk in. Be mindful of my MP. Just rest to top it off. And most of this stuff should be easy. It'll get harder when we get closer to the treasure vault. Okay, we're going to step down here. Blast this guy. Rest up. And I'll just step down. Blast. Blast, blast, blast. Great. Walk back. Rest. Bam, 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 bam. River rat. I mean, river rat, just a lot of hit points. Hits hard. Harder than you would expect. So you might have to use some big stuff on a guy like that. But there's going to be something that's actually challenging in here. There usually is. So we're keeping our eyes peeled for that. I'm just going to check my inventory and make sure, did I pick up anything good? I have a ring of ice, which I don't really want to wear. It's going to make us vulnerable to fire. Not that interested in that. Now, what we did pick up, though, and I can talk to you about it before we move on. I said the reason I wait to commit to a spell school is because I want to see what books I get access to. You have to take what the game gives you. You really can't just be like, I want to go lightning, I want to go air magic, you know, at the beginning of the game, because you might not find a book forever. You have to take what you can get and then pivot if need be. But check this out. We just picked up a poison book, which gives us sting, poison vapors, and toxic radiance. These are some of the best supplemental spells, in my opinion. Toxic Radiance will just carry you through most of the mid-game. It's so good. Poison Vapors also, it works just like Smite. It's a Smite target, meaning you don't have to have line of fire. You just have to see them, and then you can hit them with this, stack it up, blow things away. Now, Poison does not work against undead or anything that's immune to poison, of course, so you have to be ready for that with another school. We do have Conjuration to blast it with some other things, but poison is a fantastic way to carry yourself until you're ready for some maybe higher level stuff. So I'm definitely going to Shift M and memorize Poison Vapors. Yes. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to check how close I am on IMB. And if you pivot with your spell school, if you decide, you know what, I'm going to get out of that, I'm going to go to something else, that's totally fine. You can always do that. The idea is this. When you pivot, you can look for amnesia scrolls, read those, forget spells you're never going to cast again, and open up spell slots for new spells that better fit the loadout that you're skilling toward, okay? So right now, I've left myself pretty wide open. translocation is something that I'm not going to dump a whole bunch of points into. I don't mind what I've put into it, and I'm going to keep learning it just to get IMB online, and then we're going to just switch over into poison. Alright, we're going to blast away. Okay, I'm just going to rest. And we've been seeing a lot of enemies that aren't too bad for us so far, but that can all change on a dime. There's a river rat. I'm going to blast it and just kind of bring it back here. Remember, just fight at range. Stay out of the water if you can. Blast. Rest. Blast, blast, blast. And here comes some more. I'm going to rest here. Check all the nooks and crannies. Don't let anything sneak up on you. Here's some, you know, lizards. That's fine. All right. There's a potion of mutation, which is funny. We don't want that, but we're going to pick it up anyway, because once we leave this, it's a temporary dungeon. It will close behind us, and you can never get back in once you leave. So make sure to empty it of all valuables beforehand. There's an endoplasm. There's a river rat. Just blast it. Rest. Anything over here? Okay, this is a hard enemy. It's a jelly. So we're going to immediately push 2 to start Searing Ray, push period to maintain the ray, and we killed it. And rest up. I mean, that jelly started really close to us. It's a shame, but that's what Searing Ray is very good at, is killing things that are right up in your grill, but it might take a few turns. Now, this jelly is far away, so just kind of maintain your line of sight, and you can exploit the range distance very nicely. There is a shrine to the jelly god if you want to worship Jiva. That can be fun. I never do it, and I'm not going to do it with this build. Because I'm going for Behemoth, because I think that would be more easy to follow for a new spellcaster, and it's just a super, super strong choice. And we're just going to stand back here and wait until this guy gets close, and he's dead. Okay. And we'll just look around. Alright, pick up this. Like I said, lots of potions. We have now 3 potions of heal wounds, and we got ourselves a mutation, which meh, but alright, we finished it. Okay. Good enough. Is this a good rogue? Nope. Let's get out. And there should be a rat waiting for us. We'll just kill it. Alright, let me check my spells. 10% on IMB, so almost there. Just walk through here. These are poison darts. I'll pick them up just in case. And let's just now auto-explore. So we got to the dungeon that we wanted to. I mean, this is a shop. Whoa. 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 Holy cannoli. So this is the dragon slaying spoil shop. And you can see what they sell here are dragon scales. Now, some of these are just full armor, artifact armor, and these are endgame items to wear for protection for a spellcaster. Dragon scales can be fantastic because they can offer you great protection, but not blast your encumbrance. So, for example, Pearl Dragon scales, I'm going to look at it right here, and just examine it. It says, encumbrance rating 11, that's too high, right? Base armor 10. We could get there, but check out Quick Dragon scales, okay? Encumbrance rating 7. It says right here it's somewhat lighter and less encumbering. So it gives you huge armor at an encumbrance rating that is slightly higher than ringmail. So with a little bit of armor skill, you could wear this and have some protection. Storm Dragon is 15 encumbrance, too high. Acid Dragon is only 5 encumbrance and gives you less than Quicksilver, but it also gives you protection from acid corrosion and electricity and +1. So this is like insane. I'm going to put that on my shopping list for now, and I'm also going to put on Quicksilver scales on my shopping list, and we're going to leave the shop. So that's something that we could build toward. Right now, we're not doing that because we don't have the money, and it will make it harder to cast all of our spells to use that armor, but at some point in the game, you're going to need to start thinking about that. Okay, and here we go. So these are very, very hard enemies that we have found here. 2 of them, in fact. So if we want to try to defeat this, let me look at this guy. So this guy's got a battle axe, right? And he could do 30 damage, so he can't kill us in one shot. Alright. So I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to step back. This is very risky. Okay, we could easily die right here, but I want to take the risk to see if we can level up. And I'm going to just quaff a potion of brilliance and step up. Wow. Now, I did not expect that to happen. Here we go. Okay, the adder is on us. I'm going to step back, and I'm going to Z, B, and just do this. All right, and I'm going to maintain the ray. 1, 2. Okay, we killed one. But we are in range of being one shot. So this didn't really work the way I wanted it to, unfortunately. I'm going to have to read my teleport scroll and just pray that we don't get killed. All right. And he missed us. Okay. And I could stand right here and try and cast Searing Ray, but I'm not going to. I'm going to step back. And I'm going to step back, and he hit us, but he didn't kill us, okay? So he got a free attack on us because of the way that the game has been changed, so you can't just kite enemies, and he didn't kill us mercifully, and we're going to rest. So I said that was a risk, and it was a risk. Like, there was no guarantee there. That the fact that an adder got in the mix and totally messed up the way that things were working for me, the enemies kind of woke up. I should have just abandoned, but we made it. So I'm going to go up the stairs, and we're going to try to think about this. Like, how are we going to deal with that guy? We're going to run, I suppose, if we see him again. And let's see. Whoa! Look at this. These are some amazing... I mean, that ringmail right there, intelligence +6, that's quite good. The anti-teleport rogue, no way. The amulet is just bonkers. Reflection fly, resist cold, shield +5, see invisible. The anti-will is bad, but these are great items. We can't afford them. We could choose Gozag if we wanted, but I don't. Now you'll notice that this Orc Warrior, I cannot speak, Orc Warrior, now that we've leveled up to 7, is only yellow. And what I'm going to do is just see how we do, right? So sometimes you want to do this as a caster. He moves at the same speed as us, so we can just run away, but I'm going to blast him with this, and then I'm going to see one more time, and then now I'm going to just do Searing Ray once, twice, and now we have to run. All right, so if we would have gotten like him really, really close, we could have stayed, but in this case, we didn't, so we're just going to go run away, and I'm going to go up the steps, and I'm going to push Shift X, and I'm going to push E, and I'm going to push E on that staircase. I only want to... I don't want to exclude the area I'm on. Just this staircase. Yep. And then let's not do that. All right. So let's try a different staircase down and see if we can get a better angle on that guy. And roll better. You know what I mean? We might have to skip this floor altogether. That would be fine. Here's an ogre, which is not good. If I had full range on that ogre, I'd consider it. What I could do is just yell and let the ogre come around the corner here. Hopefully we don't get flanked by the Orc Warrior below us. Hopefully he wasn't down there. If he is, we lose. I'm just going to shoot this, and we're going to go ahead and Searing Ray once, twice, 3 times, and killed him. And here's another one, but we're actually okay for this. Once, we just have to see if the Searing Ray works. Once, twice, 3 times, got him. And we're going to rest. Okay, cool. So we just killed 2 ogres. Now check this out. We are now at 7% for IMB. Okay, And that, for me, is good enough. I'm going to go M, and I'm going to start turn off translocation and turn on poison magic. We'll get better at that when Conjurations raises up, but I'm going to show you something. Ring of Willpower is tremendous. We're going to put it on. And let's just go ahead and do this. If we find that guy again, the Orc Warrior with a big range, we have an option here. There's Okawaru and there's Eldilon, and we see Yared, okay, and we see Kiku. Wow, Shining One, a lot of gods here. Okay, so here's our option. The Orc Warrior is right there. Watch this. I'm gonna, I can cast Poison Vapors, okay, and we cast Poison Vapors and he's poisoned. All right, and we're going to cast it again on him. And we've now put a 2 on him, and I'm going to do it again right there. And he's really sick. And then we're going to just use Searing Ray once, twice. The question is, if we want to use it again, we could. But it would be really risky, but it would be at high damage. But I'm just going to run away. I'm going to be really safe about this. I didn't do quite as much damage as I wanted to do, unfortunately. So I'm going to go here, and we're just going to kind of walk away from this guy. He's taking a bunch of damage from poison, which is good, and he got killed. So we kited him all the way, and I wasn't sure if we had enough on him, but we did. So we just killed that guy with poison. That's why poison is so insane. There was no risk, really, to us. As long as we kept him 1 tile away, he moves at the same speed as us, so we could just run away from him. If you let him get adjacent, then you're going to get hit every step you take. But if you start running when he's far away from you, and you keep moving on diagonals when you can, you will stay away from him. And we did. Here's a Hound. I'm going to just Searing Ray it. It's dead. And we're done. Dungeon 4, baby. Level 7. Looking honestly fantastic. So we now have really, really good spells. We got ourselves some extra potions. We have no escapability scrolls, which is terrifying. But we've seen Gozag, Shining One, Zin, Okawaru, Elvion, Kiku, and Yared so far. Lots of gods to choose from if we wanted. But I'm going to keep going and get Vehement. And just continue working on poison magic because, honestly, look at this. Toxic Radiance is down here. It's already only at 34% fail. We could get Sting. I find Sting to be not that great. It's a first level spell if you want. I don't. I'm good. So, everyone, I think this is a good place to end the second episode. We're rocking and rolling. We've done some high risk situations, which is kind of what the early game is like for a spellcaster sometimes, but we're still here. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an excellent evening or day. Please post any questions you have in the comments below, and I'd love to help you out with the game. Take care.